And we are live. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Darby.
And I'm Brooke.
This is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
Where I'm going to read the questions and Brooke's going to give the answers. We've been told we talk too fast.
We're working on going a little slower.
So, Brooke, you have to really slow it down.
You'll have to remind me.
You're
Sometimes I just get
really
excited.
Going to have to slow it down.
Go for it.
Okay. As everybody joins us, you're going to put your questions in the chat. And we're going to answer your questions live. We'll stay on for 50 minutes until 12 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. And there are people who are showing up.
Love it.
Hey, everyone. I'm Darby.
I'm Brooke.
This is called You've Got Questions, Brooke's Got Answers. It's a new series we're doing where Brooke just answers all the questions.
I do my best.
Hello from Uganda.
Hi.
Can you tell us where you're at?
Yeah.
We love to see all of you. We're going to answer questions on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And it just kind of gets wild here. So a few things real quick. Classes start on the 22nd.
Yes.
Enrollment, is it still open, Brooke?
It's still open.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So if you have been thinking about joining BYU-Pathway, starting with Pathway Connect, you still have time. So you have until the 21st of April to get started. So you have to have your application in before classes start. So it's coming up quick. And we are so excited to have so many students all over the world enrolling. So we've got more than 10,000 enrolled to start in next week. So we're just so excited. It's so fun.
It's going to be so good.
So if you have questions about enrolling, what does that look like? If you are someone who maybe started previously and didn't finish, you can come back. We would love to help you come back. So just go to BYU-Pathway.edu. And in that upper right-hand corner, there's a gold button that says apply for free. That's how you can get started. And you can join classes starting next week.
Perfect. We have another Uganda and Zimbabwe. Hello, everyone. We're so glad you're here. So you're going to put questions in the chat. I'm going to make Brooke answer them. And our first question right here is, can Catholics join BYU Pathway?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So you do not need to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to participate. There are a few locations in the world, primarily in the Middle East, where you do need to be a member. But that's just some regulations in those countries. But by and large, you do not need to be a member to participate. So if you or a loved one is a member of the Catholic faith, we would love to have them be part of BYU Pathway.
Perfect. Okay, next question about degrees. So Brooke, what degrees do we offer? Because this is about a specific degree.
I love it. So we do not offer any PhDs or doctorate programs. We offer certificates, associates, and bachelor's degrees. So what that means is you can, typically when you go to university, you walk away with a bachelor's degree, which is great. But with BYU Pathway, you're going to, for the same amount of time, same amount of money, get 3 certificates, an associate's degree, and a bachelor's degree. So you're going to walk away with 5 credentials during your time in BYU Pathway. Now, we have students who go on to receive master's degrees and PhDs after getting their bachelor's degree through BYU Pathway. We have friends and family members that have gone to law school, have gone to MBA programs, have gone to
I have a friend who's becoming a counselor, a family counselor.
Yeah. So there's lots of opportunities to receive even more education after BYU Pathway. But we top out right now at bachelor's degrees. And Darby put the website on the screen. So if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu and in the bar, if you see the button that says certificates and degrees, you can click on that and navigate to the degree program list, or you can go to BYU-Pathway.edu/degrees/program-list. And so that's where you can see all of the programs that we offer.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to keep going with questions. Thank you, everyone who's joining. Put those questions in the chat. I'll make Brooke read them. She knows most of the answers, but once in a while you will stump her. Hey, I just enrolled for BYU Pathway, and
we're so excited. That's awesome.
Come back to our next live and share more. We would love to hear.
Tell us where you're joining from. It's exciting to see all the growth.
Okay.
How it's changing for you.
Do they need to go through a mentor to talk? So can I meet with an actual academic advisor, or do I need to go through my mentor?
Yeah, so they are making some updates to this process. And so right now you do need to go through your mentor to book an appointment, but we're looking at expanding and sort of making some adjustments to this process for next semester. But for right now, you do still need to go through your mentor. And if you're thinking, what's a mentor? How do I find my mentor?
Great question.
If you're on BYU-Pathway.edu, in the lower right-hand corner, there is a little button that says, need help? Chat with us. And you can go there. Oh, I just made a heart. Did you see that?
I did see. Well, I saw a heart.
I don't even know how I did it.
Okay.
So Darby's showing on the screen that lower right-hand button that says need help, chat with us. That you're going to go in and it's going to ask you a few questions. If you're a current student, what your status is. And then when you say that you're a Pathway Connect student, it'll ask for some information. And then it'll log you in and you'll be able to see who your mentor is so that you can reach out to them. Now, if you've just enrolled, it's possible that mentors are still being assigned, so it might take a couple of days. Or if you're like, hey, I had one mentor and now I'm hearing I've got a different mentor, those assignments are being made right now. So it's possible there might be a little bit of change as you go into the semester.
They're being finalized.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're just joining us, I'm Darby.
I'm Brooke.
This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where I read questions and Brooks gives answers. And we really like it because I don't have to give any of the answers.
And it's fun to get to know you guys.
It is so fun. It's going to take about 10 minutes for us to get to every question. We're going to go as quickly as we can. So Brooke, are your bachelor's degrees internationally recognized?
So they are accredited through the United States of America. And so while they don't have international accreditation, they are recognized. So most of our students have no issue with getting a job with a U.S. accredited degree. So your certificates and degrees are going to say BYU Idaho or Ensign College. And those certificates and degrees are going to look just like mine. Mm-hmm. So my degree's from BYU Idaho, and your degree will look just the same as mine. And so nowhere on there will it say that it was earned online, that it was a 90 credit degree, or that it was anything other than a full bachelor's degree. So while we don't have individual recognition in each country that we offer, we've found that U.S. accredited degrees have a lot of standing internationally.
Great questions. Keep them coming. Okay, let's go to this question from Nigeria.
Love it.
Can I use the BYU Pathway certificate to get a job abroad?
Yeah, so we see students that are learning, they're growing, they're able to get different certificates along the way. And so BYU Pathway is not designed to move you from wherever it is that you live, but it can help you get job opportunities. And so we see lots of students that are able to get remote job opportunities because they have US-based credentials.
Okay, keep those questions coming. All right, another one from Facebook says, hey, I'm done with Pathway Connect and I got a certificate. I would like to go on and get my degree. When will the next enrollment period be open?
Awesome. So the next enrollment period to start an application for BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online is in about a month. So we will make an announcement. We will have you, we'll come back on. We'll announce that applications are open for online certificates and degrees because we want to help you finish.
Perfect.
Love it.
Okay. Keep them coming. Okay. We have a hello from Zambia.
Hi.
Hello. And Argentina.
Fun.
Okay. Keep it coming. Okay. So tell me what the associate's degree is made up of. I'm going to pull up the website, Brooke, if you want to kind of talk about how many credits an associate's degree.
Yeah. So an associate's degree is typically 60 credits. And so that ends up being about, I'm not great at math. What is that? 20 classes? Yeah, about 20 classes. So you're going to take religion classes, some general education, and 2 certificate classes or 2 certificates. So and we offer associate's degrees in technology and communication and business. And so with the associate's degrees, you're going to have 2 certificates, general education, as well as some religion classes. So it's a step getting to your bachelor's degree. So there's certificates, 2 certificates plus general education and religion make up an associate's degree. And then a 3rd certificate and some more general education classes will get you to a bachelor's degree.
And if you want to learn a little bit more, you can go to the website BYU-Pathway.edu, and there is a bar that says the degree list. I'm not sure if it is showing up.
Yep.
Okay, and that will show you all the degrees, and you can click view all certificates and degrees, and it will show you all of those.
And you can see in an individual associate's degree what's required. So what classes do you need to take? What classes are optional to take?
Okay, let's go to an Instagram question. The next Instagram question is, how long does it take to complete? This is a great kind of carryover from our last question.
Yeah. So there's 2 parts to BYU Pathway. So there's Pathway Connect that we recommend all students participate in. And that is just 21 weeks. So it's quite fast. And during your first 7 weeks, it's all about life skills. So budgeting, time management, growth mindset. You're also doing math and English along the way. And then your second 7 weeks is all about professional skills. So LinkedIn, resume or CV writing.
Doing some informational interviews.
Preparing for your profile on LinkedIn, joining our alumni group. A little plug.
Just throwing it out there.
And then PC 103, that third 7 weeks is is university skills. So it's...
Yeah, it really just helps you prepare that application to the university, walk through the ecclesiastical endorsement. And you do have some additional coursework to help prepare you as you start to get ready to enter the degree program. And you're also taking a certificate class from the university at that point.
So by week 15, you're starting your first certificate. So it's quite fast in that regard. And then once you go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online, you need a 3.0 or higher during Pathway Connect in order to move forward. And then you need an ecclesiastical endorsement. So if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you would meet with your bishop or branch president, and you're a member of your stake or district presidency to sign the honor code and receive an ecclesiastical endorsement. And then you're able to register and get started with classes. And then you can really choose the pace at which you take classes. So Pathway Connect is a prescribed curriculum, but once you get to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online, you can take 1 class this semester, 4 classes this semester. It really just depends on what is best for you.
Okay, let's keep going here. This is just kind of a follow-up to, sometimes it's hard to work with the mentors and hard to kind of navigate that experience.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah. And that's something that we're working really hard to try to solve. And Jewel, if you want, you can actually send us a direct message. So if you've worked through your mentor and things aren't being resolved, they should be able to submit a ticket on your behalf. But if that's not happening, you can send us a direct message. And we have some enrollment mentors in our direct messages that have the ability to escalate and create a ticket on your behalf. So send us a direct message.
Send us a direct message. We have a hello from Nigeria.
Hi.
Hello. We had a few others, and Brazil. Hello.
Awesome.
Okay, we love hearing where all of you are from, and it is taking Ethiopia also.
Hi.
It takes us a minute to get through all these questions, and Brooke tries to give I know I'm talking fast.
I know.
Brooke tries to get everybody a good answer to the questions. So if you'll just be patient with us, that would be great. This question says, I have a question. I'm going to start the 3-year degree program.
Awesome.
So am I supposed to finish maybe about 2026?
Yes. The end of if you're starting now, you would finish like the end of 2026 or the beginning of 2027.
How many classes do they need to take each block?
So you need to take 2 classes per block in order to finish in 3 years. So that's 4 classes every semester in order to meet that 3-year timeline, if that's what you're interested in.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, we're about 10 minutes out now. So what's this all about? This is BYU Pathway.
Yeah. And we are just here to help you answer questions. We are a department, a program offered by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And we help people start or finish a university degree completely online. And it is all prorated based on where you live. So tuition is dependent on where you live. Here in the United States, it's $83 US. And you can go to byupathway.edu/tuition to see what it costs in your home country. But it's really just about providing education to the world. And we're here to answer questions. Okay. So
we'll keep going here. Okay. Hey, I'm from Pakistan. Is there an online certificate for teachers?
Yeah.
So we don't have any classes that are like local certification.
Yeah.
What are some options for people if they're interested in?
Yeah, so we don't offer any teaching credentials, but we do have a community health and planning certificate where those are really, that curriculum is really designed to help you be a community advocate or potentially teach community classes. But we don't have any that are specific to becoming a teacher.
Okay, these are great questions. Keep them coming. We're going to try to work through these as quickly as possible. So I had one that I wanted to jump to real quick, Brooke. My question is, I was in an enzyme class for my certificate course, and then I got a message that I'd been transferred to BYU Idaho. Now I'm confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
So couple of things. So we partner with both BYU Idaho and Ensign College Online.
Mhm.
So depending on what you're most interested in or what your degree is in, if you decide to change, this happens particularly with those that are receiving a professional studies degree. So that degree is offered through BYU Idaho. But there might be a certificate you're interested in from Ensign College. We also have had a couple of times where a certificate was originally offered by BYU Idaho, but now it's offered by Ensign College or vice versa. And so what that does is we sort of take care of things on the back end. So if you take a class from Ensign College, but you end up wanting a degree from BYU Idaho, they'll work together. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, am I still going to be able to get this certificate or am I going to get this degree? We will work to make sure that those classes transfer, whether you took them at BYU Idaho or Ensign College, so long as you remain an online student with us.
These are great questions. Okay, we are, we just have a shout out. Hey, it's been one of the best programs and it's continued to bless my life. Thank you for sharing that.
That's awesome, Alex. So happy to hear that.
I'm struggling to get my daughter registered. She's chatted with others and hasn't been able to get her questions answered, and there's not a phone number. So if she's registering for Pathway Connect, she has a little bit more time, right?
Yeah. So one, I'm so sorry that it's been frustrating. That is awful. So if she is starting with Pathway Connect, she actually doesn't need to register for any classes. So Pathway Connect is a prescribed curriculum. So when she started, if this is the case, so please correct us if she's doing BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. If she is starting with Pathway Connect, then when she selected her gathering location, that was her registering for Pathway Connect and for those courses. So there's nothing that she needs to do beyond selecting her gathering group during Pathway Connect. Now, if she is doing BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online, please let us know and we will do our best to find out some of those answers. We're a little less familiar with that. We work in the marketing department, but we want to answer as many questions as possible and help you through this process. So that's why we come on about every week for, just to answer whatever questions we can. So Robin, please give us a little bit more information. We hope this was helpful. I'm happy to answer more.
Okay. Thank you everyone for waiting. It's taking about 10 minutes to get through all the questions. This next question from Joel says, what courses are mandatory when working on your degree? Yeah. So I thought that I would share the degree list. No, this one. Let me share my screen, Brooke, and you can kind of talk through how they can figure out what classes they are going to be taking. But they work on that in Degree Planner, right?
Yeah. So in Degree Planner, it depends on what you're studying, what classes are mandatory or required. So if
I pick a certificate, let's say I pick the administrative assistant certificate, and that's one you're working on, you can click through here and you can actually see the classes that are going to be involved in that certificate.
Yep. So what's required? So certificates don't require general education or religion classes. But if you go on for an associate's or a bachelor's degree, you will take some general education courses as well as religion classes to get to that associate's degree.
Perfect. Okay. And you can see, you can just kind of dig in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's keep going.
Love it.
Okay, I want to study 6 credits. I want to have like 6 credits in my calendar for a week. So can I take 2 courses block and 1 course for block? Can I take 2 courses for block 1 and 2 courses for block 2?
Yeah. So the courses are going to be 2 to 3 credits each. So it really depends on which classes that you select. But you can say, once you get into BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online, it is going to be, 2 classes or 1 class during block 1 and 1 or 2 classes during block 2. So it really, it depends. So like I have a friend who just graduated, and during the spring semester, she would always take her religion classes because spring sort of goes from April to the middle of July, and she has kids at home. And so she said, I want to still be working toward my degree, but I want to have a little bit more freedom and flexibility with my family. So you are able to sort of select and say, oh, I can handle 1 class this block, or maybe 2 classes the next block.
Okay, here's kind of like a follow-up question. Another question says, am I able to take only an institute class through a block or a semester? The spring semester is tricky with my kids home.
I love it.
Also, some of the classes that I need have 0 seats left. Do the classes always fill up so quickly after registration opens?
Yeah. So Cassandra, I'm not sure about how quickly they typically fill up after registration, but taking an institute class or your religion class through BYU Idaho. So if you're in Pathway Connect, you will need to take Pathway Connect 101, 102, 103 alongside that institute class. Once you transfer to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you can decide to just take a religion class that semester or that block. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. If you have more questions, feel free to add more to that.
Okay. We hope that answers. Okay, thank you for explaining from South Africa. You are welcome.
Yeah.
We are trying to get to all of these questions. We're going to do a couple from Instagram.
Great.
Okay, so somebody was replying. Yep. Thank you for replying. Anybody, if you know an answer, that would be great. Oh, this one just says we really need to have a master's program. I know. We
hear it a lot. It's something that we have talked with others about.
My friend did Pathway Connect 101 and can't enroll for 102 because he has some outstanding fees. What do you recommend?
Yeah. So in order to register for the next term, the previous term's tuition needs to be paid. And so your friend will need to make arrangements to pay for any outstanding fees they have from registering for PC 101 before they can register for 102.
Okay. Hey, I have a question. How can I apply for the return missionary scholarship? Sorry. And somebody actually answered this in the chat, where you don't actually have to. Once you sign up and enroll, it is automatically applied.
Yep. And if you've returned home from a mission in the last 5 years, you qualify for the recently returned missionary tuition discount, and it's 25% off. And it's good for 5 years from the day you return home from your mission. And if for whatever reason it's not showing up in your financial center, please let us know. We can help get that directed to the right folks to fix it. But as Darby said, it should just be automatic.
Okay, our next one says, can I continue working on my certificate course? I'm finished with 101 through 103. Or can they
do my certificate only? Can I still continue to do my certificate? So if you finished Pathway Connect 101 to 103, you can continue on. You need to, if you haven't already done so, you would have need to apply to BYU Idaho or Ensign College to continue with your certificate. So once you finish Pathway Connect 103, if you have a 3.0 or higher, you go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College. And so that application deadline was a few weeks ago. So unfortunately, if you haven't started that application process, you'll have to wait until September to get started.
Yeah, because when 103 ends, that's when the certificate course should end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hello, new student. Hi. We're glad to have you here. Keep asking questions. I'm about to begin as a missionary, a service missionary, and it's not clear for me if my duties. Okay, if I can, I think they're asking if they can do BYU-Pathway while a service missionary.
Yes. So if you are a young service missionary, you can talk with your mission leaders. And most mission leaders will allow young service missionaries to participate in BYU-Pathway as part of their missionary service. So contact your mission leaders and they'll be able to give you a yes or no. And after that, we can work with you to get you registered and started.
Awesome. Cassandra has a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Are the BYU religion classes the same as the institute classes? Is there still a weekly virtual meeting? I actually don't know how the religion classes are run. Do you?
I don't. So we'll find out. Let me ask. I'm going to ask a friend.
Okay, and I'll leave that one in our queue. So Cassandra, hang on. Hey, my name is Giovanna Pedra. I'm watching from Mozambique, and I want to come back and be, you want to come back and be a student, I'm going to put a URL up there. I'm going to put a website up here for you. If you are a returning student and you've been a student in the past, if I can find it, we have a website for you where you can come back and join. And it's just hiding. Okay, I apologize. Apparently I cannot find it.
So it's returningstudents.byu-pathway.edu.
Thank you, Brooke.
And so you'll go to returning
there it
student.
is. Okay.
Yep.
Returning students. Yep. And or when you go to apply, they can scroll and choose that they're a returning student, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully that is helpful. We're going to continue to answer questions here. If you're just joining us, we have about 20 minutes left to answer all of your questions. We're answering questions from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And this is just called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. Brooke and I work in the marketing department here at BYU-Pathway. We don't know every answer. We know a lot of them, and we'll try to get you as close as we can.
So I phoned a friend. So I will, as soon as I hear back from them on the religion class, I'll chime in.
Yeah. Next question. Hey, I've submitted 4 tickets and I can't.
I got.
Oh wait, sorry.
Now. So it's just online. So there's not a weekly virtual meeting once you transition to BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College.
Okay. Perfect. So it's just that asynchronous style.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll turn in weekly assignments. You'll have readings, things to watch, but you won't have a weekly gathering.
Okay, this next question is just a service question. Hey, we've submitted 4 tickets and I can't seem to get the issues resolved. This is Robin talking about her daughter. She's a transfer student
from BYU, Idaho
to the advanced.
Okay, so Robin, can you send us a direct message with your daughter's information, and we will see if we can escalate it on our end and try to get an answer for you.
Okay. Here's a financial aid question. If I do the advanced path, can I get in the US, can I get a FAFSA?
No. So there are scholarships available, but the financial aid is not available for the advanced path. And so you will have access to the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. So that is a 10, 25, or 50% tuition discount. It's need-based. So depending on what is happening in your life, after you enroll, but before you pay your tuition, and this is for all students, whether you're doing Pathway Connect or you're an online certificate and degree, whether you're doing the advanced path, anyone who's being serviced through BYU Pathway has access to this Heber J. Grant tuition discount. And so after you enroll, but before you pay your tuition, you will be able to learn a little bit about the life of Heber J. Grant. He was a president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then you're going to answer some questions about your life and circumstance. And then you're going to receive 10, 25, or 50% off. And that tuition discount is good for up to 2 years. You also have access, if you've recently returned home from a mission, to that return missionary tuition discount. And then students who might experience a semester or a short season of financial hardship can also work with their mentor on some additional options available to those students. So keep your mentor in the loop if something has changed. We want to help you succeed.
Did we answer this question about being a service missionary? I know we started it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So reaching out to their mission leaders.
Perfect. Okay. How do I apply for the return missionary tuition discount? So you don't, it actually is automatically applied because you use your church account to create your account with BYU Pathway. Okay, we have so many, Brooke.
Okay, I'm trying to talk slower and be thorough, but I'll do my best.
Here's a question. Do we have like a certificate in ESL?
So we do have a certificate called TEFL, Teaching English as a Foreign Language. And so that's a great certificate option for those who might be interested in English as a second language. If you are interested in learning English or have a loved one that might need to learn English, we also partner with a program called English Connect. It's another program offered by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to help people around the world learn English at a free or very reduced rate. So EnglishConnect.org is where you can go for more information about learning English.
Okay, we've got some great ones. Okay. Hey, my daughter finished high school in 2020 and she needs to enroll, or should she go straight into like probably BYU Idaho? That's what the question is here.
So it's going to be up to you and your daughter what's going to be best for her. If if she is interested in the online program, we recommend all students start with BYU-Pathway for a variety of reasons. One of them being you're going to get a great discount on tuition. So tuition, when you start with Pathway Connect, is based on where you live. And so it varies based on location. But when you go directly into BYU Idaho online, it's a standard rate no matter where you live. So it's $139 US to do per credit for BYU Idaho online if you start with there. If you start with Pathway Connect, whatever rate you pay for Pathway Connect, whatever that going rate is what you'll pay for your BYU Idaho or Ensign College online program. So there is a tuition benefit with starting with Pathway Connect. But we've seen some students who've said, the money's not an issue. I'd rather jump straight into my degree. If your child could use a little additional support during Pathway Connect, they also have a gathering once a week. So they have a chance to meet with other students in their area. They have service missionaries that are part of it. So it's really dependent on what's going to be best for her. But either is a great option.
Okay. We've got about 25 questions in the queue here, Brett. We're going to go quick on a few of them. Do we have a course in aviation?
We do not have a course in aviation.
Okay. So they're having an issue with some institute credits. They took institute during BYU Pathway, and it sounds like it's not transferring, or doesn't look like it's transferring.
It will transfer. So if you took institute, if you registered for institute as part of your Pathway Connect experience, it will transfer.
Okay.
If you registered for institute outside of BYU Pathway and just attended locally, there's a chance that it might not register because there's different requirements when attending for credit versus just going for enrichment.
Okay. Next question says, hey, are the classes taken in 7 weeks versus 14 weeks a little bit more intense work-wise?
Yes. So typically you're doing the same amount of material, but in a condensed time frame.
Yeah. So it's why you take a few less.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So it's typically why you would take 1 to 2 classes versus 3 to 4 classes in a block.
Just got a shout out. Awesome. Is it a must that you need to take institute with your degree certificate? So do you have to take institute to do BYU Idaho and Ensign College?
So once you transition to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you actually take religion classes through the university.
Yeah. But
it is part of your degree.
It is part of your degree.
You can't graduate with an associate's or bachelor's degree without religion classes.
Okay, this was a follow-up from Robin. I'm not sure if we managed everything. She's doing the advanced path through BYU Idaho.
Okay. Yep. So Robin, send us a direct message with some of that information that you shared, and we will escalate it on our end to see if we can get an answer.
Look at this. Thank you so much. 5 minutes being here, watching this live. You answered all my questions.
Good. We're so happy. That's why we do it.
And thank you for everyone that is being patient. It does take us a few minutes to get through all of these questions. Here's a question about studying on campus.
Yeah.
What should people know?
Yeah, so BYU Pathway is not designed to get students to campus. So if you are interested in becoming a campus student at any university, you'll need to reach out to them directly for more information.
Perfect. Okay. Next question. Hey, my last Pathway Connect 103 and first certificate class are still not showing up. So degree planner wants me to take that certificate again. Also, I have a plan of which classes to take, but what am I supposed to do when there are no seats available and there isn't a waiting list option?
Jamie, great question. I'm honestly not sure what to do in that scenario when it's not showing up. So if you could send us a direct message, a member of our team will be able to submit a ticket to try to help that. So if you're on Facebook, so just go to our profile and there's a blue button that says message us or message, something like that.
Yeah.
Click on that button and share that information with us, and a member of our team will create a ticket.
Perfect. Next question from Instagram. Hey, I'm trying to switch to this 3-year degree program.
Awesome.
And then I feel like there was a follow-up, so I apologize. I think that they were having some problems switching. If somebody has some problems.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are interested in making the switch to the 3-year degree. Next semester is the first time that's going to be offered. And so if you've reached out to your mentor and you've already submitted a ticket, you already have an evaluation done if that's the best thing. we'll talk with some of our colleagues. I'm actually going to send one of them a message right now to see if I can get an answer on how long it's taking to do those evaluations and get people switched over.
Okay. For the 3-year degree. Okay.
Yep.
While Brooke does that, just a couple of quick messages. The religion classes are great. Thank you. I love all of these little comments and people telling us where they are from. It's taking us about 10, maybe 12 minutes to answer all of the questions. I just finished Pathway Connect and I loved it. We are so glad. Thanks, Cassandra, for all of those nice words. And this says, thank you for the information. That's why we're here.
Yep.
We are here to just try to answer all of your questions. I can see that we have 14 questions on Facebook that I'm trying to get to, and quite a few more from Instagram. How many semesters am I allowed to take as a break between studying, Brooke?
So you can take as many breaks as you need to
before they need to re-register.
But yeah, in order to re-register, so if you are in Pathway Connect, if you take one term off, you need to re-register, re-enroll, that you're ready to come back. With BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, you can typically take 1 semester off before you need to re-enroll.
Okay, perfect. So you're asking a quick question about the 3-year degree, right,
Yep.
Brooke? Okay, so let me jump in here. David said he's joining next week.
Awesome,
David. Okay. Okay, sorry. So this question says, is it hard to get accepted with a 2.5 out of high school? The really cool part about BYU-Pathway is you do not even need to be a high school graduate.
Nope.
You just need to either have finished high school, we don't look at the GPA, or be at least 18.
Yep.
17 in some places if high school finishes. Some places you have a little bit younger age. And that's it. So that 2.5 GPA won't matter.
You'll be able to get in without any issue.
You will not have any issues at all. And that's going through Pathway Connect.
Yes. Yep. You'll have to start with Pathway Connect, but no GED, no ACT, no SAT requirements to get started. So we have quite a few students who maybe struggled when they were younger and start with us, build up their GPA, and either transfer or continue to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College online.
Okay. So this next says, hey, is it a must for one to be in the church and to go?
Okay.
You don't need to be a member of the church
Yep.
to join, if that's the question.
Yeah. So you do not need to be a member of the church to participate. You will need to still have an ecclesiastical endorsement when you go to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, but that could be done by your local religious leader.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay. Which question are you looking at?
I'm trying to ask about the 3-year degree. So it's just taking me a moment.
When am I supposed to have the summer blocks paid for? So for Pathway Connect, that's just before you take the next Pathway Connect class, right?
Yep. So if you are a BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College online student, you will need to have tuition paid by the first day of classes, which is next week, April 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
If it's beyond that, a 5% late fee will be applied to that tuition amount. If you are a Pathway Connect student, you have the entire term to pay for that.
Perfect. Do you know of any, so if somebody's in Abu Dhabi and they want to start an application?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pathway Connect still open?
I believe so. I have not heard it's closed.
Okay.
So
I'll pull that URL up real quick.
Yep. So you're going to go to BYUpathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says apply for free.
Mm-hmm.
You'll click on that. It will take you to our admissions page where you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway. And then once on that admissions page, there's a button that says apply now. And that's where you'll go to get started. You will need to log in using your church account.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a church account, you can create one. And you don't have to be a member of the church to create a church account. It's really a single sign-on measure.
Yeah, like you use with Google or Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're having more questions about institute classes appearing full or being unavailable. Brooke's going to note that and ask some questions about that. Thank you, everyone who's told us. This is the 3rd or 4th that we've had about institute not being available for somebody to register. Hey, from Mozambique, hi. Okay, everyone is being so patient. We're still about 10 minutes away. Okay, let me switch over. I'm going to do some Instagram questions. Okay. My degree will be in BYU, Idaho, but my first certificate is with Ensign. I'm starting with Pathway Connect 103 next week, so I apply to Ensign or to BYU, Idaho. So if your degree is through BYU, Idaho, they apply to BYU, Idaho, correct? Mm-hmm. And then depending, sometimes the certificate's taken through the other university.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Question about being able to get access to a laptop. What kind of resources can we point people to?
Yeah. So depending on what part of the world you're in, there are some NGOs or non-governmental organizations that will support students, and they can apply for a laptop. So BYU-Pathway does not provide those laptops, but I know that there are, depending on what part of the world you're in, there are several NGOs or non-governmental organizations that offer scholarships or laptops that you just have to apply for. And so my suggestion would be to ask around if anyone that lives near you has heard of any NGOs or community groups that are doing laptop donations, or sort of doing a quick Google to see if there's any NGOs in your community doing that.
Okay. So yeah, there's quite a few just institute question tickets of people just kind of getting stuck there. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. I can see 11 questions on Facebook and a handful on Instagram still. Can I change my electives shown in the degree planner? Is there any way I can use the degree planner? Is there any way I can use the grad planner? Okay, is that different?
I'm not sure if that's different. So you can change electives. So if you thought you wanted to take one, but you really decided another one's going to be better for me, you should be able to make those changes.
Okay. Thank you for everyone for being patient. Here we go. Next question. Okay. Sorry. I filled out the form for the 3-year degree. Did I do this question already? This feels really familiar. And I haven't gotten a reply yet.
So this is the one that I'm looking into.
Oh, that's why I saved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no answer yet. Hopefully soon.
This is a question. Yeah. So you do not need to be a member of the church if that's what you're asking. You're Catholic. You don't need to be a member of the church to enroll in BYU Pathway. When you go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, you will need an ecclesiastical endorsement, which is I'm not sure how it works for other churches, but I know it's kind of like you're going to follow the school standards.
Yep.
Which are just mostly clean living and.
Mm-hmm. So just saying you're going to, follow the rules, be honest. And so you would be able to work with your priest in order to get that. They can fill that out for you. And then you would meet with the BYU Pathway chaplains. So they would just walk through with you what's really required, make sure that you understand and are willing to commit to that. During Pathway Connect, there's no ecclesiastical endorsement required. And so that'd be a great option for you to get started with Pathway Connect. And then as you learn more, your service missionaries will also be able to help you as it's time to apply and to get that ecclesiastical endorsement.
Okay, next question says, hey, how do I get my results from Pathway Connect and continue on with the program?
Yeah. So in your student portal, you're going to be able to log in, and there's a little icon of a person.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull it up or not.
So Darby's going to see if she can get that going. And what you would do is in there, that's fun.
Oh.
Something's not working on for Darby to log in.
Okay, we'll figure that out
but
later.
In your student portal is where you can see what your grades are and your ability to continue on. So during Pathway Connect, we recommend that you try to maintain a B average or a 3.0. That's what's required to go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. And in your student portal, you're able to see your grades and able to start that application to the online certificate and degree program.
Okay. Thank you all for being so patient. Okay, that's our first one.
Yep.
How many certificates will I earn in getting my bachelor's degree?
Yeah, so typically three certificates. As well as general education and religion classes form a bachelor's degree. But we have some students who will get 4 certificates, or just the way they've stacked either electives or other classes where they've said, hey, I'm really interested in this. I'm not ready to apply for graduation yet. I want to earn another certificate. You can do that.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, so that was, can I change? Okay, we did that. Do you know anything about tax deductible?
I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're not experts on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jamie. Is it true that the amount of tuition is paid from Pathway Connect 1 to Pathway Connect 3?
So you will need to pay tuition for Pathway Connect 101, 102, and 103, and when you go on to certificates and degrees. Now, there are scholarships in place for all students. So there's the Heber J. Grant tuition discount that's 10, 25, or 50% off. It's need-based, and so students, after they enroll but before they pay their tuition, can take advantage of that. And so you'll go to BYU-Pathway.edu/tuition to see what the rate is in your home country. And there are some parts of the world where there have been directed donations. So if there are students in Africa, they automatically get a 50% tuition discount. Students in Mexico automatically get at least 25% off, but could still earn up to 50% off. So tuition is required for those classes.
Okay, we have a technical question. Somebody can't pay their tuition.
Oh.
It still hasn't been fixed. Mentor has done what they could do.
Jessica, that's terrible. I'm sorry. If you can send us a direct message with your student ID and that information, we will take that to some folks and see what we can do to get that fixed.
They'll be able to create, our team will be able to create a different ticket and escalate that. Okay, so next question. I got a different block from what I signed. Any option to change them? I have one class for the first 7 weeks, but then 3 classes. Could I make it 2 and 2?
So Camila, you should be able to make that change, but I am not certain how to do that. So we should really have someone from the tech side come in and talk about
talk through these.
So we'll work on that. I would say if you want to if you've tried working with your mentor and they haven't been able to help, if you want to send us a direct message, we will do our best to create a ticket and try to escalate that for you so we can get an answer for you.
Okay, it's taking about 15 minutes. We're working really hard here. Jamie asked, can you still take Institute classes through the Institute website and then transfer the credits, or do I need to take them through BYU Idaho? I think once you become a student, you have to do them through BYU Idaho, right?
Yeah, you need to do them through BYU Idaho or Ensign College.
Okay. And I think we addressed Jamie's earlier question. If I missed it, Jamie, I apologize. You had a couple different ones. Hey, I'm from Zimbabwe. I want to take Institute classes. How do I access them? And then I know that somebody shared a link. How many times is somebody allowed to work and do the work study? So 2 different questions.
Yep. So for the Institute classes, you should, when you're in Pathway Connect, you would register for Institute as part of your registration process. And so you would take 2 Institute classes during your time as a BYU Pathway student enrolled in Pathway Connect. And then the work study positions that you're referencing.
And here's another work study one. So we'll answer both at the same time.
So they are designed to be a year or less, a work study position. And so the criteria for getting a work study job is you need to have a need-based tuition discount of at least 50%. And we are working, our career development team is working to get as many work study positions available for students that are in financial need as possible. But right now we're not able to meet every need. But the team is working really hard to try to help as many students as possible get there.
Okay, this is a pretty easy one. They're asking, do tuition discounts apply to like existing students?
Yes. So if you have not gone on and done the Heber J. Grant tuition discount, please go do it. We want every student to take advantage of this tuition discount. It is an incredible opportunity. Okay.
Sylvia says, hey, it's been a long time since I was in school.
Love it.
I'm 67 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I can recall and keep up with my classes. So we had a graduate at graduation last week who was in her 80s. And we've had graduates that we've personally met who have been in their 90s. I know it can be really intimidating, but I think you can do it. Go ahead. Well, I was going to say the great part about doing Pathway Connect first is it helps prepare you, and it helps get you ready and start to prepare you for that rigor that you're going to experience.
It really builds up your computer skills, and we've had students who have even said, you know, I was really intimidated before joining Pathway Connect, but now I feel ready to take on a job, or you know, someone handed me an iPad and before Pathway Connect, I would have gone, I don't know what to do with this. And they were able to receive not just educational content, confidence, they were also able to receive some technical and tech savvy.
Okay. Remember that tuition issue?
Yeah.
Okay, Cassandra and Jamie both having this, I think, the same issue.
Okay, I'm gonna see.
I might be wrong, but I think that's what we're talking about, plus the problem with Institute. You guys have had almost the exact same issues that you've been sharing.
Yeah.
So thank you both for sharing those. We have a hello from Spain. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you everyone for being patient. I am working as quickly as possible. We answered that question. Where can my bishop see my ecclesiastical endorsement? So when you are applying to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, part of your application is you actually you push a button within your application that pushes that to your bishop. I'm not sure exactly where they see it because I haven't seen that side, but I know that they should be able to see that. Brooke might have a little bit more insight. And make sure if you are needing an ecclesiastical endorsement that you reach out to whoever schedules your bishop's appointments or your stake president's appointments and get that appointment scheduled.
Yeah.
Do you know where they see that?
Yes. So a bishop has access to something on the church website called Leader and Clerk Resources, or LCR. And so when they go into LCR, Leader and Clerk Resources, there is a section for ecclesiastical endorsements. So if your bishop logs into the church's website and goes to like the tools for his calling, the Leader and Clerk resource tools, he'll be able to see the ecclesiastical endorsement requests there.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. We're catching up, Brooke. We're catching up. Next question. Brooke is literally asking people questions as we are working on this. So we are trying to answer everybody's questions. Okay. Next up, in West Africa area, we have online institute that is currently available for every BYU-Pathway student. Awesome.
Yep.
My graduation requirements were
Wait, was that Ebenezer?
Oh,
I'll go
back and look. Okay. My graduation requirements were changed mid-course. Isn't it expected that we can start what we finished? And then Karen says, I'm doing medical billing and coding, applied towards the degree for applied health. I haven't heard of that happening.
I haven't either. No. So I'm putting that down as another question to ask.
Yeah. Okay. No, that was a different. That was not our Ebenezer. Okay. A very similar name. Okay. Thank you everyone for putting your questions in. We are going as quickly as we possibly can while giving everybody as much of an answer. And we really appreciate when you tell us things that like the tuition issue or not being able to register for institute. We want to know those so that we can share with our friends and say, hey, we're seeing an issue here. Can you go look at that? So we appreciate you sharing those. Hey, if I finish Pathway Connect and I continue to the bachelor's degree through BYU Idaho, is tuition payable in small amounts while the term is still going on, or does it have to be paid in like a bulk sum?
During Pathway Connect.
So they're talking about BYU Idaho.
So BYU Idaho, I'm not as familiar. I think you can make payments, but any payments after the first day of classes, there will be a 5% late fee applied. So I think you can do payments, but just know that there will be a late fee. Yeah.
And Karen says, thank you for checking. You're welcome, Karen. Yeah, we haven't heard that before about things being changed. So, but again, Brooke and I don't know everything. We like to pretend we do, but we don't. And so we will just try our best to try to get you some information. So I'm going to move that. We're going to keep going. On my application, the endorsement section still says not started. However, both the bishop and the stake president have completed their endorsements. Am I missing something? So it's on the application part. No, it should be done.
Yeah, if they've
submitted it.
Yeah, if they've submitted it. So one thing that happens sometimes is you'll meet with a bishop or stake president
and hit submit in the tool.
So it's possible that your stake president hasn't clicked submit. So I would circle back with them and make sure that that's happened. Yeah. And then Colby, if you can send us a direct message, we can escalate that as well and see what's happening and why it's not showing.
I couldn't continue with my university degree because I needed my endorsement to be signed. Now, if somebody is not a member of the church or is having a problem with their endorsement, do we have any recommendations for them?
So if you're not a member of the church, you'll need to have the first part of your ecclesiastical endorsement will either be done by your local ecclesiastical leader, church leader. So bishop, priest, rabbi,
clergy,
anyone that sort of is sort of over the church in your area would fill out the first part. And then BYU-Pathway has chaplains that will do the second part of the ecclesiastical endorsement.
Do we know how to get them in touch with those chaplains, Brooke?
Once it's keyed in that they're not a member of the church, the chaplains see that, and they are proactively reaching out to folks to get that second part of the endorsement done. And so there might be a variety of reasons why the endorsement wasn't signed. So if you want to send us a message offline with more information, we can look into that.
Hey, I'm a little bit worried about my education. I've not been active in the church because of work. Will this affect my ecclesiastical endorsement? So I think you just talk to your bishop or your stake president about, like what's happening in life. Yeah.
And we've had people who've been inactive for a while and come back and, they're willing to live the honor code and willing to follow the ecclesiastical endorsement. And their priesthood leaders have been very supportive of that. So I wouldn't be, it's natural to feel worried or anxious about it, but just know that we are cheering you on and supporting you and looking forward to helping you get your degree.
Okay, next question. Hey, I'm studying applied business management.
Awesome.
Can I come and graduate in person? Yeah.
Yes.
We had quite a few this time. We were able to go to BYU Idaho's graduation.
We met people from Democratic Republic of the Congo,
Brooke's going to give you a
South
whole
Africa,
list.
Peru, Colombia, Panama, Guatemala,
Keep going.
El Salvador, Mexico, Canada, and then all over the United States.
Yeah.
It was the most fun. It's one of our favorite things to do each year.
Okay, can Pathway Connect be completed in one semester?
No.
Nope. So they're each 7 weeks.
Yep.
So it takes 21 weeks to complete Pathway Connect. Okay, you are all being so patient. We are catching up. So we do not have classes in clinical psychology. You can find out more about which classes and degrees are offered. I'm going to pull up a URL for you, and you can see which degrees are offered through BYU Idaho and Ensign College.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep going here. Okay, so we did this question. You guys are being so great. Okay. I'm about to start with Ensign College.
Awesome.
I enrolled for the next institute class. So if they're starting, they're not going to do institute class through us, right? If they're continuing on to Ensign College.
Yeah. So I know that Ensign College does do institute as well, but that's it's a religion class offered through Ensign College. So if you want to send us a direct message, I want to make sure that you're registered the correct way. And that's just something we're not as familiar with. So we will reach out and ask a few folks about that.
Okay. It says I tried to enroll through Ensign, but it doesn't work. This is the 4th person who said there's some institute issues. It didn't work and doesn't show up. So I tried. Okay. Trying to be proactive here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we actually really appreciate.
Yep.
It should let them enroll.
All right.
Right.
Yep. I'm going to escalate further because.
Okay. So I've already finished. We're going to put a pin in that one for a second. I've already finished 1 year. I finished Pathway Connect. Due to pregnancy, I gave birth. I had to postpone. Can I start again? Yeah, if you finish Pathway Connect, you can. The enrollment for the next time to enter BYU Idaho or Ensign College, if you've already finished Pathway Connect, is going to open up in a couple of weeks. And that will be a fall start date. So you have completed all of the requirements to enter. So you just need to work on your application to the university. Okay, couple more. Well, we've got a few more from Guatemala.
Love it.
Look, him from Guatemala. Thank you both for the graduation experience. Oh, we had so much fun at graduation.
That was awesome.
Hey, I'm from Canada. Yay! Okay, and Jordan, I see you have another question. I'm going to jump to one that's been waiting for a minute, and we'll get to your question.
We met someone from Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And Alberta.
Okay, so this is, I think, asking about work-study jobs, right, Brooke?
So we are not as familiar with the work-study jobs, and so if you go, I would talk with your peer mentor to see what may or may not be available when it comes to the work-study jobs.
Perfect. Okay. So this is a question about studying in person.
So if you are interested in studying on campus, you'll need to work with that university about their requirements to see what is or is not possible.
Okay. And then what's the procedure? Yeah, so you'll go to the university's website and apply as a student. There are other requirements, like Brooke said.
Yeah, so typically you have to submit test scores. If English is not your native language, you have to submit more information there.
Okay, so Jordan's question is, hey, I'm struggling to find ways to work with my certificate because it's an American education, not Canadian. What do you suggest?
That is a great question. So a couple of things that we have seen and heard is students, once they have their certificate and they see that it's a US accredited certificate, a lot of times it'll work. So I would say once you finish your certificate and you have that accreditation and the credential, we haven't heard many issues, especially in Canada, once the certificate is completed and they'll see, oh, you have a credential from BYU Idaho or Ensign College. And so we haven't had any issues once someone has completed the certificate, having it sort of recognized or saying, hey, I have this skill set. Sometimes there are local accreditations depending on what you're studying. So for example, I think with medical billing and coding, there might be some like a localized test that you would need to take after that certificate ends.
Okay, we're almost done. Do all of the degrees require an internships? I think quite a few of them do. I don't know if professional studies does.
I think all of them do.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why we require internships is we want you to have real world experience and sort of that on the job training, that things that you learn during an internship that are hard to learn otherwise.
Okay. Hey, is it necessary to include classes that are not related to major courses just for the purpose of fulfilling the 120 credit degree?
Okay, so
let's tell you about 3-year degree.
And great news. We are launching, April is the first time that it's, every new student with Pathway Connect that started in 2024 is in the 3-year degree program. And so what this means is it removes electives. So anyone who is working on a degree and is starting this year is automatically enrolled in this, and it removes electives. If you are a current student, it might be possible that switching to the 3-year degree is going to be best for you as it removes electives. So now there's some students that are further in their degree program or they've taken a lot of electives and it doesn't make sense to switch because you also have to change your catalog year. So that means that sometimes requirements change from year to year or term to term. And so you'll want to see what's best for you. There's a website, BYU-Pathway.edu/degree in degree-in-3. And that webpage will tell you a little bit more about the process. It'll also direct you to a form that you can fill out. Another question we get related to the 3-year degrees a lot is, well, is it going to say that it was a 3-year degree?
No, it will not. It will not say it's online. It will not say it's a 3-year degree.
Nope.
It looks just like Brooke's that she earned as a campus student.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, I just registered for Pathway Connect, and our block of 102 starts in June. Is it possible still to take 101?
Yes. So if you are interested in taking 101, you still have time to enroll. There are a couple of countries where we've reached our cap, but I think most locations are still open. So you're just going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to click Apply for Free. That will take you to our admissions page, and then there you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway, and you can click on that Apply Now button. Now, if you have finished 101 and you're coming back to take 102, if you are happy with your grade in 101, you do not need to retake it. You can just start in June with Pathway Connect 102. So just want to make sure that that's clear. If you are pleased with your grade in 101, you don't need to retake 101. You can just get started right back up with 102 in June.
Perfect. Last question, Brooke. Are the classes as easy as Pathway Connect, project management certificate, taking the project management certificate through Ensign?
Yeah.
So the university courses are going to be more rigorous. And that is by design. Pathway Connect is designed to kind of help ramp you up and get you ready to take about your bandwidth and how much time you have. Definitely keep that in mind as you sign up for classes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this was awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back with more lives, but real quick takeaway is classes open on the 22nd.
Yay. And there's still time to enroll.
Perfect.
So nice to be with you. Thank you.